What's up, everybody? You're listening to Money in the Bank. I'm your host, Shontis. It's been quite some time since I've been back here, but here's the thing: I think I got a fun topic for you guys today. As you know, we've all been quarantining, and a lot of Twitter debates have been coming up since this time. And one of the few questions that I've seen on Twitter that kind of struck my mind was that for Carolina Panthers fans, what would be your favorite non-Super Bowl team as your time as being a fan? And initially for me, I could only think of one team that I was truly infatuated with. But we'll get to that later on. But if we were just to look at all the playoff teams through Panthers history, you had the 1996 season, our second year in the league. Obviously, the 03-04 season being the Cardiac Cats, making it to Super Bowl, losing to New England. 05, Carolina being led by Steve Smith, having a phenomenal season and losing to the Seattle Seahawks in the NFC Championship game. 2008, Jay Delhome's debacle and meltdown in the playoffs against Arizona. 2013, Cam Newton's playoff debut. 2014, Carolina making the playoffs after going 3-8-1 and going on a 4-game winning streak to find a way in and also win a playoff game. 2015, obviously, Panthers made the Super Bowl, but that's out. We can't use that. And 2017, our last playoff appearance, where Carolina goes 11-5. Cam Newton puts on, I think, one of his more slept-on seasons as an NFL pro. Takes us to the playoffs with the receiving core of Russell Shepard, Kalen Clay, and Britton Burson. Yeah. And that's the last time we've been in the playoffs. But for me, my favorite Panthers team, my favorite non-Super Bowl Panther team would be the 2005 Carolina Panthers. I know for me, if I was being truthful, the 03 season where the Cardiac Cats, that year was my first year of truly being a Panther fan. I was 6 years old, and I'm young. This is my first introduction into really being a Panthers fan. This is my first year really getting. These are my first memories with football, really remembering what was going on at the time. I know for me it's huge. I mean, I know the local high school in my hometown, which is no more. We made it to, I think, with the upper state championships. That was huge for me. The Panthers obviously being good. I wasn't really a very big college football fan at the time, but that was a huge year for me as far as football. My favorite teams were great, and we made it to the Super Bowl and cool. But the team I fell in love with soon after that would have been the 2005 Carolina Panthers. And for that, because I was fully invested, this is my first time watching a truly full season. And at this point, I'm 8 years old. It's my first time watching a full season of football and watching my favorite team from start to finish and being victorious. I mean, obviously I lied. The 2004 season, I was also a fan. After I was there. We were just bad. But yeah, 2005 was my first time watching my team from the beginning of the season to the end, and then make the playoffs and make a playoff run. And I know for me, one of the most impactful players and people in my life has been Steve Smith. I mean, he is one of my all-time favorite athletes, and because of that, his tenacity and ferociousness that he played with, despite how I played, even though I played on the defensive side of the ball. But with Steve Smith being my favorite player, he had one of the greatest statistical seasons of all time in NFL history for a wide receiver, winning the Triple Crown, one of the few ever to do that. Leading in receptions, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns. It was an offense led by Steve Smith, and honestly, really, in my mind, that year for me cemented Steve Smith as one of the GOATs, because that was truly an offense centered around Steve Smith. If you know anything about that team, that was an offense centered around Steve Smith. And also, I mean, some more of my childhood favorites. For me, I think that was the last year Stephen Davis was on the team with us. But Sean Foster also being another one of the guys I have a jersey of in my room, a guy that I like watching play. A defense that was good, a defense that was still very dominant. And Jake Delhomme, that was really the last great showing of Jake Delhomme in his NFL career. We're gonna be honest. Obviously, going to the NFC Championship game and losing to the Seattle Seahawks was devastating for me. I think I remember specifically my mom buying a cake. She bought a cake. She bought a Panthers and Seahawks cake for that game, just because that's how big of a Panther fan I was at the time. And we lost. lost. We got pretty much dominated that game. Man. It was a tough memory for me, but that's probably one of my favorite teams. That's not even probably. That is my favorite non-Super Bowl Carolina Panthers team that I've ever witnessed. But now, if I was to go through the list of some of the other ones that we've had, I would say the 2013 team was pretty special for me. It's pretty special because obviously this is Cam Newton's third year in the league. People are starting to question, like, yo, hey, is he gonna be a bust? He's got to make a move. This is his third year. He's got to elevate this team to that next level, and he does it. We have a great year. This was the year I thought Cam really broke out as being a legitimate star. Obviously, he was a star, but the first game he ever played in the NFL, we knew he was a star. But this time, he cemented himself as a winner. He cemented himself as he can win this league, and he proved it in big games. I think about the big moments of that year. I think about the New Orleans Saints, the game that helped us clinch the division title in that monsoon. Cam Newton making big throws on 3rd and 4th down, coming up with big plays. And I mean, obviously with the weather being as bad as it was, he still elevated. And that was a game to me that really showed me a lot. But also the New England Patriots game, which is people recognize as one of the greatest games. I guess one of the a modern day classic, if you will. Not one of the greatest games of all time, but a game that was very exciting. It being on Monday night, a primetime game, Cam Newton stepping up and showing out in a big way with Ted Ginn, of all people, catching the game-winning touchdown pass. That was huge. That was a huge game. That was a huge stepping stone as far as Cam Newton's career. And honestly, from that point on, so 05 Carolina's my number 1, 2013 Carolina's my number 2. 2008 will be my number 3. Again, another season where I got to go to a couple games that year. These were some of my, like I said, some of my best memories of my childhood, going to Carolina Panthers games in that 2008 season. I went and saw us play Atlanta twice. And that was my first time going to Georgia Dome. Obviously, that was a great experience for me. I had a great time there, even though we lost. But I mean, again, 2008 would be my third. Would be the third team on my list. And 2014 was such an aggravating year, but it paid off in the end. But 2014 would be the 4th team on the list for me. The 5th would then be, I'm just kidding. The 5th would be the 2017 Panthers team. 96, I was born in 96. I didn't see that first playoff run. But the 2017 Panthers would be the final team for me, only because that was such an aggravating year. It was a satisfying year in my mind because I thought Cam Newton played one of his better seasons. That was one of Cam's best seasons, obviously, since his MVP year. And he didn't get nearly as much credit, but he put the team on his back that year with a lot of injuries happening to that offense. Greg Olsen trading away Kelvin Benjamin, Devin Funchess also being banged up, going to the playoffs with Russell Shepard, Kalen Clay, and Britton Burson as your receiving core, and still competing his ass off against New Orleans in the Superdome. I was impressed. That was one of the seasons that let me know that I was already sold on Cam Newton, but that was one of the years that, if you talk about a quarterback, I gotta leaving it all out there. That 2017 Cam Newton season, that 2017 Panthers season, a team that just fought and clawed their way to the playoffs, and could have been something special if we didn't have injuries. And that being the only season that Cam Newton and Christian McCaffrey were both on the same field for an entirety of a year. So it's that. Yeah. But again, the comment section, you guys, tell us what some of your favorite Panthers teams were that maybe I didn't think about. Maybe they were non-playoff teams that you may have been infatuated with. I don't know. I would imagine they wouldn't be. But again, like and subscribe to the Brawl Network YouTube channel. Again, visit the Brawl Network website. Go read some of the great articles going on right now with mock drafts happening around the internet daily. The Brawl Network's got some of the best writers that you'll see giving you some of the best mock drafts you'll see. So again, be sure to go do that. Go ahead and go buy your merch. Go buy the Brawl Network merch. It's fresh. It's clean. I promise you, you will see me in some of that good stuff real soon. Yes, sir. It's your boy Shontis Stewart. This has been Money in the Bank, and I'm out.